Yes.
Okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome back to another Thursday session. So happy for everybody to be here to join us. I'm not sure if anybody here knows. I feel like we have a lot of newcomers here, a lot of old people. So I'm happy that we have a combination of the two.
Yes.
For those who don't know who I'm speaking with, this is Sanatana Dharma Prabhu. And he is a monk he is going to be somebody that I'm speaking to today. I'm very, very excited for today's class. I think it's a very important class for me personally because I enjoy movement in general. And so to be able to do something like that more mindfully, I think is very important. So as we begin today's session, I kind of wanted to start off just in a very simple, I guess, question, just to kind of understand when we talk about mindful movement. And what that exactly entails within Bhakti Yoga. So when we think about movement, you think about the body. And when you think about the body, you're thinking about, okay, well, is the body used in Bhakti Yoga as an obstacle? Or would it be a tool? Or is it a temple? How should we kind of enter into the discussion of mindful movement with the body?
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Such a very profound topic and a very amazing thought to begin with. What is this body? Well, you just kind of checked if this body is a temple. Very well, it is. And many of times people do question, what is this particular paint that you keep applying on your forehead? Right? Many times you ask, what is this paint? If you look at the wisdom literatures, there is this particular verse which says, Nasadi Kesha Paryantam Urdhva Pundram Shushobhanam Chidram Madhye Samayuktam Tadvasid Hari Mandiram. Actually, with this application of the mark, we convert our bodies into temple. Yes, so this body is a temple, as you rightly said, means because of the connection to the divine, this body is also divine. If you look from an external point of view, what is this body made of? Yes, externally the body may look good. I'm not talking about my body. I don't look that good. Hair is all gone. But then I'm talking about all of you. Oh, looking nice. Miss World, Miss Universe. People get all these beauty pageants titles. But then if you look at from an anatomy point of view, I guess Nandini, you're a nurse, right? Have you poked people?
I have.
Oh, really? How's the experience?
It's
Not for them,
actually,
for
if
you.
anything, I'm probably more scared of hurting them than anything else.
Yeah. Okay. They shouldn't complain against you. They shouldn't kind of do that. But yes, as soon as we bleed, the blood comes out. Anyone likes blood? Yet the body is made of so much of blood. And if we do the anatomy, you study anatomy, body anatomy, etc. You must be doing that.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is there within this body? We all know
Mhm.
such nasty things. That's what the body. Nobody will want to even discuss.
Yeah.
It's good in the drawings, but it's not good when you just take out all the organs and everything. Nobody wants to be there, right? Nobody wants that. Somebody loves, oh, you have such beautiful nails, such beautiful hands. And when there's a handshake, right? And imagine the hand just comes out. The hand separated from the body. Just throw it. It's so scary. Right? So every bodily limb is good. Sometimes people say, I love your hair. But the
Mhm.
hair comes out of the body. Will you keep such hair? No, you just dispose it off. You vacuum it. Take it off. You don't want to see that hair. So anything that's disconnected from the body becomes kind of abominable. Likewise, when this body is disconnected from the divine, this also is rendered abominable. Right? At the same time, there is a verse that comes in the wisdom literatures, Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshanat. So, although I'm talking about the mind, this can be true even for the body. Let's look at the mind, for instance. Before going to the mind, let's look at a knife. Right? Again, we have a nurse with us, we have a doctor with us. Okay, what can a person do with a knife? You can poke someone, the guy who's a convict, right? A criminal. A person having a criminal mentality can poke the person. Come on, give me your money. Give all the cash. Give your gold. Give me everything. Give me your car keys. I want everything out. Else I'll poke you once more. But the same, even you poked people, but you poked people to treat them, to heal them, or to remove that which is excess. So the intent is something which is constructive, it's helpful. So the same knife, when used by people with two different mentalities, does different functions. Similarly, this body can be a source of degrading us, or it can also be a tool, as you rightly mentioned, to uplift us. So when we talk about movement, the Gita, Lord Krishna tells in the Gita, Nahi kaschit shanam api dhatu tistatya karmakrit. It means that not even for a single moment can we ever sit quiet, doing nothing. Not possible. Movement has to be there. Even when you sleep, you have movement. Have you noticed that? You don't notice it. The people around you, they notice. Oh. And maybe make all these varieties of sounds, and there are so many movements, right? So we have a lot of movements. If you just look at our face, just the face of a person, our face has 80 muscles. And with the collaboration, cooperation, and synchronization of the various muscles, we have different expressions that we give out. Wow, such beautiful design just on our faces. We feel that. We don't know that. It's so profound. So movement is always happening till the time the body has life heirs. In the scriptures, we call it prana. Prana means life heirs who run within this body that give life to this body. It's the presence of the divine soul in this body that keeps this body alive and active. Until the time there is this particular presence of soul, the spark of divinity, there has to be movement, breathing, heartbeat, blinking of an eye. So we have a lot of involuntary movements. That is something which is happening by the divine control. We don't recognize, but then we are breathing. Our heart is beating. Yeah, winking of an eye. These all involuntary movements beyond our control is happening. But voluntary movement is something that we can control, right? And what is mindful movement? If you were to ask me what is mindful movement, it is when you are performing an action, you do it with a purpose. And when that purpose is kept in mind and we make a movement, it's called as a mindful moment.
Okay. I really like that explanation. It's doing things consciously thinking about it. That was what you classify as mindful movement. So I wanted to ask then, when it comes to, as you said, that you're more in control and you're doing things out of control, that comes primarily from the mind. And when you're thinking about mindful movement, do you ever find that there might be a disconnect between the mind and the body? So your body may itch to do something or want to do something, but then your mind may convince you otherwise. So in order to properly function in mindful movement, how would you connect the mind and the body to work together versus against each other in some ways?
Yeah, that's quite possible. That situation is possible where, if you look at the body, we are made of senses. Yes, the wisdom literature, they define we have 10 senses. 5 are the knowledge acquiring senses. Just as you have a computer, you have the input devices. They are the knowledge acquiring senses, namely the eyes, the ears, the nose, the tongue, and the skin, which perceive sight, sound, smell, touch, and taste. These 5 things we perceive. These are the input devices. And they are the knowledge acquiring senses. And this is how we get knowledge through these senses. These are 5 senses. And then there are 5 active senses or working senses called the karmendriyas. These are the hands, the legs, the mouth, which is the vocal cords, the genitals, and the anus. These are the 5 working senses. So like this, we have the 10 working senses. Based on the knowledge acquiring senses that we get, the senses have an urge. Everyone's eyes want to look at beautiful things, right? Everyone's ear, they want to hear something that's palatable. Everyone wants to taste something which is delicious, lip smacking. That's something we want to taste. We want to touch objects which are soft and smooth, right? Likewise, we want to have very amazing smells. We want to smell wonderful things. Nobody wants to smell something that's a dead rat or something like that, right? So every sense has a need, and that need is called gratification of the senses. This is everyone's need. Is water tasty? I would like to ask you all this question. Is water tasty? Just give me your head. No. Yes. Anything? Oh,
If you're
water is not
thirsty.
tasty? It is. It is. Trust me, it is. If you want to know how tasty water is, then fast for a day without water.
Yeah,
You'll understand how tasty is
exactly.
water. Yeah, that's the time you realize it. Oh, water is the most tastiest beverage I've ever taken in my life. That's your feeling. So water is tasty. If water weren't having the taste, we wouldn't be taking it. Right?
Mhm.
So now here every sense wants to taste something or touch or see. This is going on. It happens many times that the senses can go berserk and are wanting to do something which is called as over gratification. Right? That's the desire. The tongue wants something more. You know you can't digest that last piece of pizza. You're done. You already had 3. But still, there is a tug of war going on. And usually, this tug of war, I just want to put it, is between the mind and the intelligence.
Mhm.
Because the senses ultimately want to give pleasure. Where is the pleasure? The pleasure is there in the contact of the senses and the sense objects. That's fact. But who experiences this pleasure? This pleasure is experienced only in the mind.
Mhm.
It's in the mind. Have you heard about this secretion of dopamine?
Mhm.
We hear all this nowadays. People talk about this dopamine. It releases dopamine. Yes, but that's an effect. The cause is the mind. The mind is experiencing pleasure. Now here we have the second entity, which is called the intelligence. The mind only looks for things which give it pleasure, and it wants to avoid those things which do not give it pleasure. Yeah, that's the function of mind. Sankalpa and Vikalpa. Accept things which are palatable and reject things those who are unpalatable according to its experience of the senses. This is one team. The second team, which is that which can discern, which has some discretion, which can distinguish, is the intellect. Now the intellect works on principles. Mind works for pleasure. So when you've done with 4 slices of pizza in the night, the intelligence says, hey man, I guess you've had enough. Now you need to take a break. Don't eat the next one. And the mind is saying, come on, I've never had such a tasty pizza ever in my life. This is really good, man. Maybe this one time you can have it. The intelligence tells you, hey, do you remember the last time what had happened on the last New Year's party? You had 6 pizzas and the next day was horrible. You had spent almost 4 hours in the restroom. 4 out of 24 hours. And the rest, almost about 8 to 10 hours in the bed, just holding your belly and crying. That was your situation, man. You forgot that. The mind says, don't worry, this time I've brought ginger ale with me. I'm going to take that and I will subside. Intelligence says, come on, that's so much of sugar. You're absorbing so much of sugar in your system. That's something which is going to put on, you'll put on weight. He says, that's all right. Mind says, I will go and work out. I'll do a nice. So mind is it gets hooked onto a particular thing. It advocates for it, and then that is a tug of war that's created. But those with weak reasoning, weak intellect, weak discretion usually tend to give in to the mind. All right, let's give in. And then what does intellect do? The intellect goes and starts reasoning now, advocating for the mind. Yes, it shifted. Now it stops giving argument. It says, maybe you're right. After all, one pizza wouldn't make much of a difference. And of course, it's just once every year that you do it. You're not going to put in so much of kilos to your weight. That's not going to happen. So just chill and take it. Go ahead. We can manage the rest. Yeah. So this tug of war is experience. We can experience it. Even a student can experience it.
Mm-hmm.
The student has to study. The mind says, come on, you've been studying for so long. Why don't you just take one small break? And intellect says, oh, last time you took a break, it was a very long break. It lasted for like 10, it lasted for nearly, you said you would take a break of 10 minutes, but it lasted for 2 hours. And then your time was gone. And mind says, this time I'll be mindful. Mind says this, I'll be mindful. I'll just watch this one small video, short film, and then I'll get back to my studies. Intellect says, see, you watch one, you're going to get more recommendations, and that's going to be a perpetual process. You're going to end up wasting at least your 3 hours. The mind says, no, I've planned everything. This is a planned break and everything like that. The intelligence is all right, given to it. And then mind, after one video is over, one more. This is a very nice thing. I'll watch this. Happens. So this can happen in every walk of life. This tug of war situation. This tug of war is mainly between principles and pleasure. So person who is clear in purpose, that's called mindful movement. I'm very clear in purpose. Such a person will always yield to principles. A person not having a purpose will have a purpose by default, and that's pleasure. So I'll yield to pleasure. And that's the decision, my dear friends, we have at every moment, to yield to pleasure or to principles. Mind advocates for pleasure, intelligence advocates for principles. And person with a weak intellect having insufficient control over the mind would often yield to the pleasures of this world and thus become unprincipled in one's movement. And that will become mindless movement, not mindful movement.
Yeah, I understand. I will be completely honest and say that I feel called out because every time I snooze my alarm in the morning, this is the thought pattern of what's going on.
Yes. Nandini, I just want to tell you this one thing. This is a very relatable thing that you just brought up. Isn't it so demeaning and discouraging?
Yeah.
The first thing that you get in the day, the beginning is a loss.
Yeah.
You don't begin your day by winning.
No.
You begin your day with a loss by pressing the snooze alarm. You lost it.
I will
And
think
then
about
what
this.
happens? Yeah, you lose that once. You second time snooze it, then you're going to maintain your streak of losing.
Yeah.
On the other hand, that's why I often tell my students, you want to wake up at, say, a particular time, just fix the time and stick to it. Even it doesn't matter if it's late. Somebody says, "Oh, I'll wake up at 5." No, you better set an alarm for 6 and make it. That's better than snoozing your alarm for 10, 15 times because you're waking up with a loss. You're setting up yourself for a loss. And that's the streak that's going to continue ahead. So we have to be very careful that we do not, the waking up is the way we are setting ourselves, we are programming ourselves.
Yeah.
And if we are programming ourselves to fail, that's what is going to happen throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be very mindful of this. Thank you for bringing this up, Nandini.
Yeah. Thank you. I will think about this tomorrow morning when I set my alarm.
No, you have to think about it tonight.
Yes, tonight when I set my alarm. Yes.
Sure.
Okay. I'll move into the next question here. I wanted to think about Bhakti Yoga Way kind of talks a lot about being in the mode of service. So what does it mean to let the body move in service rather than in personal will?
Yeah, good. Whenever we have two options. We have an option, number one, to serve, or number two, to exploit. These two paths is always available, and usually service is the road not taken. We had a very beautiful poem by Robert Frost. He had written a poetry, it's called The Road Not Taken. And that's a very path that rare people try to tread on that particular path. Now we talk about this, we have this choice every time. Whether should I serve in this situation or should I exploit and enjoy in this situation? These are, everything breaks down to these two. And usually we always tend to try to enjoy as much as possible. Again, we are not against gratification. We are against excessive gratification. Yes, the unnecessary one. That is something which drains our energy both materially and spiritually. We get drained out through gratification. I just want to tell you a story from 1942. This is a story that our founder Acharya of our movement. Ooh, I'm hearing my own echo.
Oh.
What happened? Did you do something? No, it's fine. It's fine now.
Oh,
I
because
was
I didn't
hearing
hear
myself.
anything. Oh, okay.
Okay, fine. That's fine. Okay, because I suddenly started hearing myself. Hey, how is this happening? Okay, I hope things are fine. There was an artificial famine created by the Britishers when they ruled in India in 1942. And during the famine, many people, they were starving for food. But the number of deaths that took was very less. On the other hand, the moment this famine situation was done with, there were many people, many, in multitudes who died out of overeating. Got it? It's usually the excessive gratification that kills people, not the under gratification. So many people after overeating they left their body. So this is an observation that I was just thinking that usually we don't. The mind, what it tells you, oh, if I don't get this, I'll die. No, you get this, you lack control over yourself, and then you're going to die. Well, that's what happens. In fact, when I became a monk, many of my friends from school as well as some relatives, they said, "Oh, you've become a monk. Now, how will you get your food? You will die without food, man." And I tell them, when I come to Calgary, I die eating food. People hate me so much. I die because of eating, not because of not eating. So it is excessive gratification that's a problem, and not the lesser of a gratification. That's an issue. You had spoken about. I just got a little bit. I digressed. What is the topic? What is the thing that you
No,
asked?
I was just more so asking about how to do like mindful movement,
Yeah,
but doing
yeah.
it in the service
Yes, yes.
attitude.
Coming back. Yeah. Now, when there is service attitude, again, what you talk about service attitude, it's about purpose. And it is a matter of identity. These two things. No matter what, if we analyze this world, the soul has two innate natures. One is to love, the second is to serve. And both these things are connected. Soul, by nature, is having this property and quality and characteristic to love everybody as units of God. And the way we express this love is through service. Yes, through service we express this love. So this moment we say servant, we automatically have some kind of sometimes it can give some negative remarks. Oh, servant? You meant to say I'm here to be a servant? I know I'm here to be a master. You want to be a master, it will lead to disaster. That's what is the problem. How many of you like to work under, I would say? You like to work under bosses who boss around, who don't want to hear opinions, who say my way is the highway. They are just kind of exploiting you, squeezing you out every resource. And you would like to work under such people? Just asking. No. On the other hand, how many of you would like to work under those leaders? Please mark my choice of words. Who are present to be like servants, to uplift you, to cater to your individual growth. your value, catering to your values, assisting you in your service to the organization or the world at large, and ensuring you become a better individual and thus a better contributor, and thus you rather get promoted up the ladder. So these kind of leaders, they grow up by growing others under them. Yes, you would like to serve under such a leader. How many of you would like to do that? We always love to be under such people. So that's the kind of people we should want to become. So if our movement is meant to exploit, to enjoy, or to grab and to take, yes, that's going to repel everybody from us. But if our movements, the movements we're making with our body, is to contribute, to serve, to give, right? To give, then that is something which will attract everybody. It will even attract the grace of the Almighty, right? There is a scriptural statement. It might be a little heavy, but I'm just giving you a warning. The scriptural statement says that the moment somebody tries to be an exploiter or an enjoyer, he's wearing that particular hat of an enjoyer and trying to enjoy in this world, such a person is immediately shackled with lust. On the other hand, a person who is having this hat of being a servant in this world, I would like to serve and thus contribute meaning rather than exerting my authority, such a person is released from any bondage and becomes liberated. Yes. Krishna bhuliya jiva bhogavancha kare, nikatastha maya tare jhapati adhare. So anybody who has this attitude to serve is released from all shackles. The shackles of lust, pride, envy, anger, illusion is all released. On the other hand, the person wanting to exploit, such a person immediately gets bound up with all shackles of this. That's the gap. Greed, anger, and pride. And that's what lies. Lust, illusion, and envy. GAPLIE. That gap lies always.
Wow. It's very nice. I like that. It's almost like the energies that you give off. If you're in the mode of goodness, then it'll always come back to you, maybe not in the way that you expect it to come back, but it will come back because you've put out the energy, and so it'll come back to you like that.
Yeah, sure. That's what happens.
Okay. I wanted to take the time now to open up the floor. We have quite a few people joining, which is really, really nice. And so I wanted to see if anybody had any questions that they would like to be asking in relation to this topic. If it's not related to the topic, that's okay to ask as well. But yeah, I feel like the last time we spoke, we had really good group discussion. So I wanted to open up and see if anybody wanted to ask anything. Yes. Sham.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. After intellect using the analogies to logical terms to make certain thing like you this that, then you come to the results. Who make the decision? It is mind or intellect?
Good question. Very good question. Thank you. So his question is, you explain the process, that tug of war, but who is the decision maker? Is who is making the decision? Is it the mind or is it the intelligence? Well, there is an entity above both. I was waiting for this question. Somebody should ask this question. Because usually it's the mind who wins. Such a person is weak-willed. The weakness is there. And if the mind wins, this weakness can become wickedness many times. If you look at in the wisdom literatures, there's often talk about gods and demons. And if you look at the gods, the demigods and the divine personalities, they are the ones who have this control over the mind. They make the right choices, and thus They are divine beings. On the other hand, a personality is labeled as a demon not because of the external attire or appearance, but it's because of the choices that the person makes repeatedly to degrade oneself. So the choice is always made based on the identity that you carry, your ego, false ego. But ultimately, they are your choices. The person has to own up to it. One can say, "Oh, my mind made that choice. I'm innocent. I'm not guilty." No, we have to own up to it because it's our responsibility. The project given to us is to make mind your friend. Bandhur atmatmanastasya yenatmaiva atmanajita anatmanastu shatrutve vartet atmaiva shatruvat. By default, conditioning the mind is your enemy. But the life's project that's given to us is to convert this enemy into a friend. You have to make your foe into a friend. That's the project. And if you succeed, well, you attain divinity. You fail, you bring out your demoniac nature. So it's the individual who's making the choice. Because the individual is observing mind, intellect, okay, mind, all right, I go with the mind. It's the choice is always there. And the more you exercise your mind, you starve your body becomes weak. But you starve your mind, you become strong. Yes, your will becomes strong. Your determination becomes strong. You get a lot of virtues. So it's very important that when the mind gives you argument, oh, if this is not done, I will die. Okay, better you die. It's all right, no worry. Yeah, so it's you who have to face the consequences of your decision. It's you, the individual. And one of the ways you may say, Prabhu, it's very hard to say no to the mind. All right, just postpone it. Can you delay it? Yeah, we can delay it. There was just one of my students who was asking me, this is just a reflection that came, that Prabhuji, we decide to do something for a particular period of time, but then we want to give up in between. So what to do? Suppose somebody said, I'm going to wake up in the morning for the next 30 days at 5 a.m. Just an example. And after the 10th day, you're saying, oh my God, I don't want to do it. It's too much. I'm losing energy. I'm losing focus, efficiency at work. It's becoming too much. I shouldn't do. No, just ensure you sleep early and continue it for the next 20 days again. Because that's a kind of a win. You're setting up yourself for a win. At least complete that time period which you have committed. You will be able to look at yourself in the eye. Right? Yeah.
That's
Will
great.
anyone else?
Yes, Jill.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Well, thank you so much for the session. It was like, thank you for the discussion. It was very insightful. Like one thing which I wanted to ask, so sometimes it happens. I'll speak for myself. Like when there are inner voices in you, like, well, let's do this or maybe that, or maybe this or that. Like, and then we keep juggling. Like, as you mentioned, there's a tug of war. But then, how do you distinguish that whether the inner voice is coming from the mind or the intelligence is who is speaking?
Brilliant question again. A very brilliant question. Because everybody's voice sounds the same. So many times people ask me this question, is this the voice of the inner conscience? Is this the voice of the soul? It is the voice of divine, or is it the voice of the mind? Because we can't see who is speaking, right? Now, if I were to close the eyes and one of you speak, I probably cannot tell who is that. It's hard to make out, right? Because the mind is so amazing. The mind knows in what tone to talk to convince you. The mind can talk like the divine. It can talk like the devil. It can talk like anybody. It can talk like your conscience, your inner conscience. It can talk like anything. That's the power the mind has. So we cannot understand whose dialogue is being spoken till the time we regularly come in contact with the wisdom literatures. That's why we have the scriptures. When we read the scriptures, we get these discriminatory powers to identify what's the divine voice and what's the demoniac voice. It becomes very clear. Yes. What is the sound of the mind? Oh, mind, this is the trick of the mind. Oh, this is the discernment of the intelligence. Oh, this is the voice of the minor conscience. Oh, this is the voice of the Almighty Divine. We get it clarified. But many times, let me tell you, Jill, even with the help of scriptures, we can't get it right. And that's why we need a mentor, a guide who has sufficiently progressed beyond where we are situated to take guidance. How does the Bhagavad Gita begin? Now, in the Bhagavad Gita, we are talking about a person who has this conscience, Arjuna, and his conscience is instructing him from within that I shouldn't fight. And that's his deep conscience. And anybody who just reads the first chapter of the Gita would agree with Arjuna. You're such a lovely person, man. You're such a sweetheart. You don't want to kill for your personal greed. Wow. I just fall. That's why there are other 17 chapters which prove that what he was thinking, it was the tone of the demon. It wasn't the conscience. Oh, tones are deceptive. And that's where we need this guide. Because Arjuna was well read. He was well versed. He was well equipped with everything. He was equipped with knowledge, values, skills, everything, character, culture. But yet, he was considering the tone of the demon to be the tone of the divine. But the best part is when he submits unto Krishna and tell Krishna, you tell me what's good for me. And that's why we need a person in our life who has progressed much beyond how much we have progressed, who have gone through what we are going through. And they've gone through it successfully. They've come out with flying colors. They've been successful. So such personalities help us to, again, the decision is yours. Towards the fag end of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Karishya Vachan. He says, Yathechasi Tathakuru. You have heard from whatever I wanted to speak, but now the call is yours. You have to take your decision. Take your pick. What do you want to do? And that's when Arjuna submits, no, Karishya Vachanam Tava. I would like to follow your instructions. So similarly, we need that divine guide in our life who will help us to figure out what is what. Is that okay? But at the same time, it's very important that this divine guide should not be a go-to for every decision, small decisions. We should seek their help for a major decision. For other decisions in our regular chores and daily walks of life, it's very important that we ourselves are equipped with the verses, sermons, and the message of the wisdom literatures. That really helps us. Is that okay? Thank you.
I think we have another hand raised.
Okay, we have from the Indian Navy. Please reveal your name, your form, your rank, if possible.
Hare Krishna,
Okay.
Prabhuji,
Done with. Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Prabhu.
So blissful to see you. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, I am Abhishek Kumar, currently serving in Indian Navy.
Yes.
I'm also
Lieutenant?
following 4 ranks.
You're lieutenant?
No,
Comrade?
Prabhu, as a sailor, as a
Oh,
junior.
you're a sailor. Yes. You go ahead.
Yeah,
Abhishek.
just joined 1 year later, 1 year before.
Sure.
Yeah, I have one question, Prabhu. Suppose I am following here, I am doing 16 rounds of chanting regularly in morning, in spite of my duties all, and also reading 1 hour or 2 hours of daily Prabhupada books, and also hearing your lectures. But my question is, Prabhuji, I am reading my all books. How I come to know that I am on the right path, following all the books properly, and how to practically apply that in our life?
Good question. Again, a student attempts the exams, but you don't evaluate yourself. Of course, self-evaluation is a tool. You have somebody hired to evaluate us. And that's why the same principle that I was talking to Jill, a buddy, a spiritual buddy, a guide, a peer group, they will be able to assess us better. We should have a self-assessment. We need to have a self-assessment, but at the same time, we need somebody to assess us also, who's watching us regularly. That kind of an assessment will help. But you're on the ship sailing. You're the sailor of your ship. Very nice. Arjuna gave his ship to Krishna. You sail my ship across this ocean of the Kaurav army. But at the same time, my piece of advice to you is whenever you are offshore, it's very important that you connect. You connect properly with a spiritual personality and let them assess. Sometimes there's a questionnaire, back and forth conversation. There's a statement that goes like this: a fool is unexposed till the time he opens his mouth to speak. As soon as a person speaks, you understand, oh, this person. Now we understood how it is. So there is a particular verse that comes in the Gita which says, Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava sitati kim prabhashita kim asita vrajeta kim. Now, a spiritualist can be easily known by the way he talks, the language one uses, the way he's choosing to engage his senses, and the way he withdraws. 4 aspects. So Lord Krishna is given very clearly in the 2nd chapter the symptoms of a person who is spiritually advanced. You can refer to that section. And to the degree we are developing those symptoms, we can ascertain if we are making spiritual advancement. You can check that for yourself. Okay? Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions? It doesn't necessarily have to be a question. Even if you wanted to share a realization from what you've learned from today, or a realization overall, something that you're going to try to achieve, like waking up at the first alarm and not snoozing it.
Yes, we're all
I'm
waiting
not
for
gonna
you.
lie, I was waiting. I was like, I'm waiting for it to hear from Bola.
Not just, we're all waiting for you. Yeah, go ahead, Bola, all yours.
Yeah. I feel like this mindfulness is a big struggle. Yeah, especially in this world that we found ourselves. I understand that our body is our vessel of expression or an experience for the divine, the soul. We're using it to express that, to experience that. But now to become mindful, that means that, because for me, I would say that for the most part, sometimes I become absent-minded. I go through the day and I can't remember what I had for breakfast. I can't remember what the next person said to me or the person's name. I stop and wonder. I'm like, what happened to me? Why wasn't I there when that conversation was going on? I was there physically, but I was somewhere else. And I've also heard that he who controls his mind controls his action. And if you control your action, you control your destiny. You understand what I mean? So it shows that there has to be a big connect between the soul, right, and the mind. And I feel that the mind has a free reign. If you are not careful, it will just continue to reign, without discipline, without caution, if we don't correct, because the soul is kind of quiet and laid back. And I think it requires a lot of discipline and spiritual exercises and chanting to kind of put the mind on control and remove the veils and veils and veils of the mind to get to that silent observer, the soul. So I'm coming to my question. Please, I'm still coming to my question. My observation over time, at least with me as a person, I like to be very realistic, is I find out that when I slow down my thought, because I speak pretty fast, I try to slow down the way I talk, I slow down my thoughts, I slow down my breathing so that I can observe what I'm saying. I've observed that there's something that is observing what I'm saying when I am talking and when I am doing things. So it shows that we need to put more attention on that observer, right? That's the only way we can be mindful, because I feel that movement is not just transporting ourselves from one point to the other. Is what our eyes are doing, what the ears are doing, what, you know what I mean, the senses of the hands, the touch, and everything is doing. So if we are not paying attention to it, we just find out that there is a disconnect between the soul and the experience supposed to experience with the body. So my question now is that mindfulness, which is very imperative, can you give us 4 or 5 steps, daily measures. Practical, because we don't see you all the time, right? We try, we connect every Thursday, but you're not here. We want to believe you're here in the spirit. Give us 4 steps that we can use on daily basis to make sure that we are being mindful, because it's so easy to get lost in everything that is going on. Give us something. I know that chanting is very imperative. I try to do that and it stills my mind and everything, but I know that's not everything, right? What else can we do to help us be more mindful so that we don't lose that connect between what experience we're supposed to get? Because we can get lost, right? In all the things the body is doing. Yeah.
Just as Bola was speaking, initially she started very calm. I was like, this is not Bola. Then she got into her avatar, and then everyone was like excited. And thank you, Bola. As you were speaking, you asked for 4 points, and I just reached out to my inner conscience and Lord and told me to bless. I got 4 points for you, and that's something you're going to definitely enjoy, all of you. Yes, I'm going to sutraize it, putting it in sutra. It's called the 4P formula. Yes, the 4P formula. So I'm just putting it on the paper for you all, and you will all definitely see it. Right? This is something which is very important, because this sums up our entire session. We call it the 4P. The number 1 is pray. Our connection to the divine is the most important, and this happens when we chant. And chanting would add meaning to every moment of our activity when we chant the names of God. So the first step is to always, as far as possible, start our day with this prayer. And the best form of prayer is being mindful and keeping our intention set in chanting. That's prayer. The second P is remembering the purpose. Setting the purpose of your day, purpose of your action, purpose of your life. That will make you mindful when you remember the purpose. And the third P, then we go ahead to plan. You plan your day, you plan your actions, you plan everything. It's like I plan my answer. Yes. And then once you have done this pray, purpose, plan. Yes, your plan. Then before you now start your activity, take a small break and prepare yourself. Now this preparation is again setting your prayer, purpose, plan together. Because you've done it for the whole day. You pray for the whole day. Of course, everyone takes out a particular time in the day and chants. But then before you do your action, again, it's important that we bring back that prayer. We have set our purpose for the day very clearly, but again, we bring back. And whatever plan we have had, we bring it back. And then that's the preparation. We do the activity. So preparation means we are aligning our prayer, purpose, and plan to that particular action. That's preparation. We do this and we act. So this is a checkpoint for you. I hope it makes sense to everyone. And then you act, it'll be a mindful moment. That's my humble experience and my humble opinion. Is that okay? Yeah? You have a follow-up? Yes. Go ahead, Bola. I'll need to unmute you. Okay, all right, we can do that.
I
Yes.
wanted to make a comment. I told myself that I'm going to speak calmly and quietly. When I make the comment, I promised myself, but it was like a struggle. I just couldn't put it together.
Bola, it's a request. Just be yourself. We love you the way you are. Okay, so don't change
I'm like, okay,
anything.
I'm not going to do that, but I couldn't. I'm
No,
so sorry.
just be yourself, and that'd be really nice. Okay. So I think, where did you miss? Oh, you prayed. You had a purpose. You had a plan. You didn't prepare, I guess. Okay, do that next time. But then don't do it. Please don't do it. You just be yourself. Okay.
Okay. Does anybody else have any final thoughts they would like to share before we come to a close?
There are not many of them. If we could take one, what we can do is, Bhakti Marg Swami, he does this very amazing thing. What he does is he asks every individual who has not spoken to sum up your take home in 4 words. If you could do that, that'd be really nice. He does it very amazingly. We could do that probably.
There's a comment that somebody also made. Nuthan had put a message in the chat. I can quickly read it. It says, "Thank you for giving us such a beautiful understanding of the mind and intelligence, and for emphasizing the need to stay connected with the wisdom literature we have. Nandini Mataji's plan of action of scheduling an alarm and beginning the day positively by not snoozing has been duly noted." So now I for sure have to do it. Thank you especially for this line: "Starve the body and you may die. Starve the body and you become strong."
That's not the mind. It's mind, not the body.
Oh,
It's
yes.
mind.
Sorry. Starve. Yeah. Yes. And then one more takeaway is postpone or delay when you cannot fully abstain. Felt very practical and compassionate.
Thank you.
And then, wow, as I write here comes 4 P's formula as well. Pray, which is connection with the divine, which is important for chanting. Purpose, remember and set purpose of mind and life. Plan, day, action, answers. Preparation, plan how above 3 P's you're going to employ them. Thanks for their beautiful questions and wonderful answers by Prabhuji.
This can be included in our booklet.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so everybody, now the mic's going to go to you, especially those who haven't spoken. You have to sum up in 4 words. You just get 4 words. That's all. Nothing else. I guess Nandini, probably you can do it. You can
Okay.
pass on the mic to everyone. 4 words.
Yeah.
That's all they have to speak.
Okay,
What
sure.
does they take home from this class?
We start on my screen here. The first person that I have besides you, Sanatana Dharma Prabhu, is Aditya. So Aditya, what would be your takeaway in 4 words?
4 words. 4 words.
4
That's
words.
all.
Only 4 words. Nothing more, nothing less.
Just self-control.
Okay, good.
That's a good one.
No self-control. Very nice. Thank you. It works. 3,
Yes.
but works.
Yeah. And then Bola, did you have 4 words that you took away? I know you spoke quite a bit, but do you have any other 4 words that you would like to say about what you took away from today's class?
I would say discipline, focus, purpose, and plan.
Perfect.
Thank you.
And then how about Damodar? He's next on my screen. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Make our mind a friend.
Make mind your friend. That's 4 words. Nice. Very good.
Hello.
Very good.
Hare Krishna. Yes.
Thank you,
And then-
Damodar.
That was very nice. And then Indian Navy, I know you had asked a question earlier, but what were your 4 words for your takeaway?
As you can also unmute them if you're able to see them. You can
I actually don't know how to unmute them. I'm so sorry.
No, what I'll do now is I'll allow everyone to unmute themselves. Yeah. You'll have to unmute yourself first.
Yes, Prabhu. I am somehow missing about planning, so I have to first plan my day.
First plan my day. Okay, good. Nice. Works. Very good. It's working very well. This is good game.
Joe, anything that you'd have to say your 4-word takeaway?
So is it me?
Next.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's not 4 words, but then sense control and discipline.
Good. I like
Okay,
it.
thank you.
And
Sense
Malvika.
control and discipline. It's 4 words.
Okay.
Yes.
It's 4 words. Yeah.
You get it. Malvika, bro. Go ahead.
I said discipline, training, and consistency.
Discipline, training, and consistency. Works. Very well. Nice.
Excellent. Maury?
I would say being one with your mind.
Ooh, being one. Nice. I like that.
A little more than 4 words, but you know.
Yeah, so you still qualify.
still
No worries. Thank you.
And then I had next on my screen, I don't see her there, but Shanti Priya Lakshmi. I'm not sure if she's there, Devi Dasi.
Well, go to next.
Sure. I have Sham Sundar Das.
I just learn use your intelligence to decide right and wrong, and then decide by the mind, like actions.
My God. You've exceeded the word limit. Shyam Sundar was from Toronto. You've not played this game? You're from Toronto, right? You've not played this game, Bhaktivedanta Maharaj?
I haven't played.
That's why
This
next
first
time you
time,
score.
so I get confused.
No worries. You spoke 4 sentences, which is way beyond the word limit. Okay, we have 3 more minutes. Let's kindly wrap up with the other guys who are there.
Wingal, you're next on my screen.
Wingal, yes. Where are you? Yes, Wingal.
Mine would be purpose, plan, prepare, and repeat.
I was waiting for someone to speak that. Thank you, Wingal.
I do the prayer, and then I just hope for the.
Sure.
I like it.
Thank you.
I have Braj Nandan. I'm not sure if you're there in video or not. Yeah, perfect.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Read our scriptures daily.
Read scriptures daily. Very nice. Good.
I have Gita. Gita, if you're there.
Okay, we can go ahead.
Ganesh.
Stick to your goal.
Stick to your goals. Okay, that's what Gita says. Fine. Good Gita.
Thank you.
Ganesh.
Sorry.
Ganesh, the master of knowledge. Ganaish. I guess he's in there.
What about Harsh?
Yeah, Harsh.
Remain under superior's guidance.
Remain under superior's guidance. Nice works.
Nice.
All right.
And Keshav?
We have. Yes, Keshav Leela.
Anybody? Is he there?
Prabhu. Yeah, he's there.
Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
What were your 4 words that you took away from today's class?
I am trying to condense it. It's like having this wonderful pressure, then you have only 30 seconds to finish it all.
But that's the game. You have to stick to the rules.
Yeah. It's enthusiasm, dedication. No, enthusiasm, determination, sincerity, and consistency.
Excellent.
Okay, fine. Now there's 2 of us remaining. You go first and then I go after you.
The 2 of us? Meaning what? Me and you?
It's time. What is your 4 words?
Oh, my 4 words. Oh, okay. I had wake up to my alarm.
Okay. And last but not the least. I'm sorry we skipped some of you, but then
Prabhu,
you can definitely put it on the line.
Sorry, Prabhu, before you go, is it possible to just get Shibu and Monkhood just tuned in for the first time? So I'd like to hear.
Yes. Where are they? Because if I were to put the screen, I will lose the YouTube. That goes off. That's why I'm not putting the participants
they're
list.
not on video, but Monkhood
I'll not be able to see
or
them.
Shibu, if you're there, what would your 4 words be, each of you?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dalvat Pranam. I was thinking my 4 words would be progress through devotee association.
Very nice, Shubha. Very nice, Shubha. Monkhood?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I was thinking my words would be think before you act.
Oh,
Okay. Nice. Think before you leap. Okay.
there is one more
Mm.
question in the group, but I feel like we have
That
unfortunately
can be a
reached.
rollover question. We take it next
Yeah, I
time.
was just gonna say we can reach that one for the next time. So I'll make sure I keep a note. I'll take a
You can
photo of
note.
it.
Yeah, you can note it. Note the
I'll make
question
a
down.
note,
It's a good one.
and then we can definitely come back to this question if that's okay, Nutan. We'll come back to it for sure. I'll make sure to start with this question next week.
Okay, all right. My 4 words were, I simply loved it. Thank you.
Oh, yay. That's nice.
Sure. I think we will. It was a really amazing time spending with all of you. I don't know how the time flies when I'm with all of
It
you guys.
does. No, it does.
Yeah, sure.
Perfect.
So,
So thank you so much for everybody who participated. I hope you guys enjoyed and it filled your cup for this week. And then we will come back maybe next week and fill up our cups even more and more and more and more.
yeah. Don't just empty your cups immediately. Go and drink
Yeah, don't.
it.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay,
Have a good
perfect. Thank
night.
you, everybody.
Hare Krishna. We call it God
Hare
night.
Krishna.
God night. Hare Krishna.
Good
See ya.
night.
See ya. Bye.
Hare Krishna.